to Daily Hope. Happy 2022. And whether you are on fire chasing after new goals and new dreams and exciting things in the new year, or you are a little bit more reserved, a little hesitant about this new year, unsure of what's around the corner, I just wanted to remind you that our God is the same God yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He is with us, He has been with us, and He goes before us. So take joy in that, rejoice in that, and knowing that whatever our circumstances are, whatever the year is, our God is the same constant Alpha and Omega. He sees you, He knows you, and you will be taken care of in this new year. We are in Psalm 104, and this psalm is rich with excitement from the psalmist about God and creation. And while I was reading Psalm 104, I immediately thought of what Paul wrote to the Romans in Romans chapter 1. I wanted to read it to you. Verse 20 says, "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen." This chapter is a wonderful time for us to remind our hearts and our souls that there is clear evidence of God on display throughout creation. There is a designer behind the design. Take a second, think about astrology, oceanography, like the study of anything, the ocean, our bodies, the animals, like they all have so much complexity to them, and it is our Abba Father who created all of that. Have you ever stood on the shoreline and looked out at the ocean? Or maybe you're out in the mountains and you can see the sky and all of the stars like none other. And I know in those moments, sometimes I feel so small. And then I'm immediately comforted in knowing that that God, our God, who created the stars and the planets and the sun and knows the depths of our ocean, knows us and the depths of our heart and our feelings and our needs, knows us so intimately that if our God could create this beautiful planet, all of us, and we're just one planet inside of the whole thing that He's created, if our God can create all of that, of course He can handle our problems. Of course He's big enough to handle our worries. And whatever it is we're facing right now, just sometimes I'm comforted in that. Sometimes I think my problems, my stresses are too big for God. And I put God in a box and I'm like, God, like, I know you can probably help me, but like, I don't know, later, like, let me go try and figure it out myself. The God who created you and me is down to help us out with our stress, our anxiety, our problems. He's saying, take my peace, receive my joy. How can you do that? By looking outside the window and being overcome and overwhelmed by God's goodness. There's a a magnolia tree outside of my parents' house. And I love how it brings me so much joy. It smells wonderful. It houses birds and squirrels and gives me these beautiful magnolia flowers, which I call tortilla trees because I think they just look like big tortillas. But I find joy in that. Where can you find joy in creation today? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, walking outside, looking out the window, just remembering that you are seen and known by the God of the universe. I find so much peace and comfort in that. The very bottom of this chapter, Psalm 104, verse 33. I'm going to read it before we get out of here today, church, but let this be a way that you center yourself around God and giving Him the glory He deserves for creation. I want you to look at verse 33 with me. He says, I will sing to the Lord all my life. I will sing praise to my God as long as I live. May my meditation be pleasing to Him as I rejoice in the Lord. Let your meditation just float up to our Abba Father like incense that is so pleasing to Him. Have a great day, church.